Hello again. It is Friday, December 2nd. It is about 2:45 p.m., which means that I am coming up on one of my least favorite parts of the week. At 3 p.m. on Fridays, I have EMDR, which, if you don't know what that is a form of trauma therapy that involves reprocessing traumatic memories. So basically, I'm signed up every week at 3 o'clock on Fridays to go through some of the most upsetting experiences in my life, mainly revolving around my child abuse. And that's me being abused as a child, not me abusing a child, for anyone who is confused. And I hate it, and I don't want to do it today. I feel like I've been on a good one this week, and it's just such a bummer, and I always feel really upset and dysregulated afterwards, and it's like Friday night, woo! Okay, I get to stay home and re-regulate myself from discussing a traumatic memory that happened in 1995, you know? Which I think, let's see, I was 8 in the memory that I'm processing now. So yes, 1995 is the memory that we're processing today, and I don't want to do it. Someone come to my apartment and do this for me. Thank you. Oh my god, I loved it. It was so much fun today, guys. I shaved my mustache and put on earrings.
Ew.
Yay! I need it. Okay, well, it's been 2 hours since the end of my session now, and I'm feeling a lot more grounded. And I think that what I need to do right now is make dinner because I'm feeling kind of weak and definitely hungry. I haven't eaten enough protein over the past couple days, so here's what I'm making for dinner. First, I'm gonna cook my wild rice, or manomen. It is 1 cup rice to 3 cups liquid. I am out of vegetable stock, so I will be using some beef bouillon. And this takes about 45 minutes to cook, so I'm gonna put this on first. I'm also going to be making split peas. So I have 1 cup of split peas. It's 1 cup peas to 3 cups water. And I'm just gonna rinse these, and these take about 30 minutes to cook as well. Okay, next I'm going to take half of a yellow onion, a bell pepper, a poblano pepper, a jalapeno pepper, a sprig of green onions, and about this much kale, and I'm going to chop them all up and keep the kale separate. Here they are all chopped. These are all of my peppers and onions, and I kept the kale in a separate bowl. Now I'm going to take a pound of chorizo sausage and just cook it with a little bit of olive oil until it is crumbled and fully cooked.
Sausage, rice, and the peas. Okay, 165 is all we're looking for, so these are done.
So I scooped the meat out onto a plate, and now I am going to use this delicious spicy grease to cook my peppers and onions. And I'm going to cook these until the onions are translucent, and then I'm going to add my kale. All right, this is about where I want them to be, and so now I'm going to add my kale, and I decided, fuck it, I'm going to add some alfalfa sprouts too. Like, I've never used bean sprouts before, and I know that usually I've seen them in Asian dishes, but what could it hurt, right? It sounds good to me. There's so much flavor going on in here already that really all it needs is like some salt. And then as my last step, I'm actually going to add the chorizo back in. Ooh, liquid gold. All right, there it is. So now I just have to wait for my rice and peas to be done cooking. And that's the meal. So I have my rice, my onion pepper sausage mix, and my split peas. Now, people like to rag on the split peas. My cooking got called British on the internet the other day. But you know what? They are sweet and they are nice. And I am half Scottish by way of West Virginia, so I don't care. I like them. I am learning to stop when my body says I'm full, so this I think I'm just gonna put as leftovers. And of course, naturally, I didn't eat all of the food that I made, so I am gonna put this in the fridge, and I will probably be eating this meal for the next 2 or 3 days. You see all those pink post-its on my computer? Those are all notes about presents I have to buy online, so I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do that now. I asked on my blog what kind of art supplies I should get my niece, and I took your advice. Roll of butcher paper, 64 pack of Crayola with the sharpener, and then 1,000 stickers. Not actually so bad. I mean, I've already spent like $150. No, more than that. I've already spent like $250 on presents, but I think this is it. All right, well, you have to admit that my self-care is advanced. Okay, I've done absolutely everything I'm supposed to do to get out of my funk after my EMDR session. And I did want to share the memory that I'm working on. If you don't want to hear a description of child abuse, this would be your time to exit the video. It's not going to be much longer anyway, all right? But so the memory that I'm working on is, like I said, it's from when I was 8 years old. And I was on a road trip with my family in South Dakota. And we were like driving through the Badlands in South Dakota, which, if you don't know, is like a desert area. And my mom had a bunch of makeup sitting on the dashboard, right? And my dad was driving. And he told her to get the makeup off of the dashboard. And she decided to argue with him. And so he swerved the car all over the highway so that all the makeup fell off of the dashboard. And I started crying in the back seat. And my mother turned to me and said, "Lindy, why are you crying?" And that's the memory I'm working on. And for any of you child abuse hardliners out there, don't worry, my dad hit me too. This is just one memory, okay? But it's like connected to like a lot of fucking things. And like my dad has been dead for 21 years. And he died when I was 14. I'm 35 now. He's been dead for 21 years. And the dad stuff, that was the most obvious stuff. When I started therapy, those were the memories, those were the things I talked about first as 15 years ago when I started therapy. And so it's like not something that I talk about very often in my current therapy. Like my weekly talk therapy is focused on what's going on right now, how I'm running my life right now. But this EMDR stuff is going back and like pulling these memories that I haven't thought about in a long time. And like reliving my experiences as a kid with violent, undependable, insane parents. And so yeah, it connected to a lot of things that I've been thinking about this week, including something I talked about in yesterday's video about feeling like half of my life is over. And I've spent the first half of my life just dealing with trauma. And it's all I've been able to focus on. Because, I mean, when you have a mental breakdown when you're 19 and you get hospitalized 6 times, it's like I've reached an impasse with my mental health so quickly in life that I have, and then I fucked up for a lot longer than that, too. So, I mean, I've spent so much of my life either in either crazy, alcoholic, disconnected, just emotionally reactive, all of this. And now I'm like coming out of it, and I feel this sense of being cheated. You know, it's like my parents committed this enormous crime against me as a child, as a cumulative experience of my entire childhood, of being abused for my entire childhood. And yeah, so they committed this like crime against me, and there's just no comeuppance, you know? And it's like I just had to spend 35 years either experiencing it or recovering from it. Now I'm finally coming out of it, and I'm doing really great, if I do say so myself. But it's a hard pill to swallow. And that's what I was so upset about earlier. And so, but you know what? I think I've demonstrated in the rest of this video what it is that I do. The skills that I've acquired, that I push through these emotions, I re-regulate myself, and I'm able to live a normal life now. So I guess that's the silver lining. Anyway, so it's almost 9:30 now, and I think that it's Friday night. I'm supposed to be having a good time, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hang out on my blog, I think. You know what I really enjoy doing? My Tumblr blog. It's like my favorite hobby, which is, I'm sure, how most of you have found this video. And so that's, I think, what I'm gonna do for a couple hours. Maybe watch a smutty movie or something. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of Vlogmas.